yarngada pelge drolor zambe tseparche pande lame shabla solvade Omo a guru vajradara sumatimo nishas Uta vardanya shri bhadra varsa manya sarva siddhi hum Oma guru vajradara sumatimo nishasani Uta vardanya shri bhadra varsa manya sarva siddhi hum Omo a guru vajradara sumatimo nishasane kar Uta vardanya shri bhadra varsa manya sarva siddhi Om Guru Vajradara Sumatimo Nishasane Kar Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradara Sumatimo Nishasane Kar Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om A Guru Vajradar Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Dagi Jitsun Lama Tuje Je Nyamda Dala Tuje Siksu So Gebe Shesan Dala Tendo So Oyon Sunge Nawa Tsedo So Tseji Ningne Solwa Debe Tse Dejen Korlo Visu Lekshune Ila Sambe Dede Malupa Geme Lungi Drubra Chingelo Tsoni Sodan Diktun Shape Tse Dunge Namke Yenso Lekshi Lapchen Tsoni Yonso Tsopa Dan Cheranye Dun Chanwara Chingelo Chancho Pargi Nyensen Tukun Tu Nyu Pemes Chancho Drube Gegen Kunshi Shi Tungen Dela Drubra Chingelo Dagi Lona Chola Chokpa Dan Chamin Samjur Ngemba Shiwa Dan Chedan Tumbe Dede Malupa Beme Lungi Drubra Chingelo Dorna Tingne Tsera Tamche Dan Techi Pardu Nekawa Tamche Tu Rese Kyamne Lama Keleme Tukche Chingi Dala Siksus Gongyab Drewe Nyamda Dachala Jetsun Lame Tu Kodan Sungi Nawa Dralme Tu NgalSo Nyongwe Kesan Topraisho Kewa Kuntu Yanda Lama Dan Drame Cheki Pel Dorje Changi Kopa Nyurtob Sho Pakyuke Kodan Dagelu Pakyuke Sundan Dagelu Pakyuke Tudan Dagelu Tenyerme Chiktu Chingelo Makyuke Kudan Dagelu Tenyerme Chiktu Chingelo Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni Shakya Muni Swoham Om Muni Muni Mahamuni. Buongiorno.
Good afternoon.
Come prima cosa,
First of all, for this empowerment, we will make some recitations to eliminate any kind of interference that there may be, because so that an initiation can happen in an excellent and correct way for each one. One of the most important factors is the presence of each person. More than having great knowledge, understanding, it's important to be present during the empowerment. Follow the indications like a collective meditation. Interferences can be, the main ones would be our distraction, our fear, our judgment, our habit of not keeping our mind still. And we begin, as tradition says, we begin doing this recitation, and also Geshe Chanchup, who's here with us, we will have this recitation, and then we'll do the Gektor to eliminate interferences. There are exterior interferences that we don't need to worry too much about, and then the inner interferences, as I said before, our fear, our anxiety, our uncertainties, our judgment, our arrogance, and so many other things that can pollute this present moment. And then there are secret interferences, things that appear as being positive, but actually take us away from what we're here to do. So everyone concentrate on this present moment. Try to connect to being here with a clean motivation, with your heart in peace and your mind in peace, with a good motivation, and love towards ourselves, love towards others. And so we start by eliminating these interferences.
Yamba deva dane donze son deje jaba zone chinwaraje Trabe jene jawa nambraze jenson trabe ura jendombar Jevra zendo raye lebra jo Jevra mege jebe kedamad Tanja mingo ngavje doje je Rinje doga ngaye ulage Shin la jene doma linze be bande chadru bala chadze Sanje tenpa nye wo suwa dang Kunsho umba nye wo deba dang Taja bun lo yun che ko je ge Genge pa je tam je shi wa dang Chintu ngu tu nyu tu se doro su Dor na ja wa gun je yang da yang Jambe yang she sa de gun tu tra ba de
Punzo gombo jo de kanyama dundo jeze dage ma ne jeze jinje shige kane kwebe hole cheje shinje hoda jewa ye yanda jolo no bezo lo de da jewa shon baran jo da zo den zero tam je do sanve la mo ge dam be de shi parjenge ge zema je junya de gun la mo ge do baran je be gombo ko je ge nam ge ganzo dam je wando de kyene norda jembo de norda ge sa je de yo ra ni ye da la
Arrasewe dundu mana melo penye drage zimba ye chiro namje senge den tenso nyinge norbu cho gyachen dorje shundense kula rachun chegeze ula tangsha serdoso chana bodre dranye do druva bola gebezu Trundaman drange drovenya leche kache marboso Korzo gyazo korwa gyur danyi tuke veseregi Ranshi yedam tembene kachu podran sosone Yeshe pana chendran tamye yerme gyur Gosong gube gune cha zeshin china nyeche shadra tozo dam Kechan kyacha chemra vesho che amushan yitru namka kantebu Tanse tense tunse dan china sangwe chense sangche che Namka kantebu ki korche nam tudan kanshi nyamcha sugru chi
Daja zamja jaja
Namwa ye tenson chimbo tudan gelgi kwen Ningne shaso nyurdu chanzo la Mai pushin tsewe che sonzo Ningne kulwa ni Losan gyalwe rinlo tarshinge Pande lame kutse shapsi pe Gendun dena shidru pewaradz Dagi ludan tishi mitrel war Gegen parchu malu sewadam Tungen dundu yishin rupayi Sungyo nyerka namya miye tso Kebra yila nabe duduna Samba chishin yurdu rupayi Leshin trinle nonyo tome ki Tutse ngosun dumbe tulapa Gyunre deshin chepe tulapa Sewe tulapa Nyamcho gome kyonwe tulapa Shedem pushin kyonwe tulapa Dorna dine chanchu nyingpe par Lama lason tukuru nga sona Nison chara zenso met Songkyo trinle namya miye shu Modru maluba Tendire dala zedoso
Korodon demba lo jena gebran zeje senso
Quindi ci concentriamo
Now we concentrate particularly, may any external, internal, or secret interference be completely taken away. And I invite you to do something symbolic. Take your cell phone and turn it off. Don't put it on airplane mode. I'm not joking. Turn it off. And if you don't know how to do it, just take the the two little buttons on the top, turn it off, because when it's on, there's a kind of umbilical cord that's attached between us and the cell phone. Instead, when it's turned off, we cut it out, and we do all these practices to eliminate interferences, and our main object of interference is there right in front of us. So we concentrate. May any interference that may be external, internal, or specifically our fears, our uncertainties, our distractions, envy, jealousy, emotions that take our mind from the present moment, they're all eliminated. And then we also generate a protection wheel, a kind of light barrier that protects us so that no interference can actually come to us.
Rangil tuke tamle vesre trebe trovo tso tamche dunge nam karachen rang Omo benzama krodaranza sapari ware samaya tsa Hon yeshe kabe meta barwe ve mare debe mungan tamche se Sheda shinche jikpa tamche chon pawe chenpo pazen taba chen Lodren simpe tanu dradu wa rikpe gyabo trovo shukso tsel Lodren duwe le du chenre na drove tunchir Chögi sheksu so omo benzama krodaranza sapari ware ehyahi pravarase karam Argam pratishsaye soha patma kamalaye stam Oma benzama krodaranza sapari ware argam patyem pushbe dube aloke gende nevidye Shabda pratishsa hon Omo benzama krondaranza sapari ware omo ahum Hon chunitomba nime ngani le jikten chepe tsuya mekenshin Tabla kebe jikche kurtenpa trechen barwe tsola cha tselo yeshe shiwe ngale maye kyam Kuye chalo sache nganda chen sungge ngaro drukton tungwe dingwe dra Malue wangde de la cha tselo lape yeshe reba tenze chim Dikpe tsencha nazo chana nazo chana nam Nyomon gujen tsene jumze pa Drudu genge gela cha tselo keta barwe Kabe meda barwe longe na Pawo tanda kyanggu tsuge Ninda barwe chinge dangmi ge Gekpon sekpara zela cha zelo Tumche tute metra sije bar Longna gyudru nye o Trunire chewa se Ngambe ngaro drukton dingwe o drukton O ngambe ngaro drukta tongshin dro Trogya gekso de la cha tselo hon jikpe hondra ngedro shin Gena malu jomzepe Ngodro tamche tsowe la Gege drala cha tsela Gege drala cha tsela Omo benza amrita kundrali hana hana Hum pe omo sobawa shuda sarva dharma sobawa shudo ham Tomba nye to gyuro tombe ngale omler mbocheno yenshinge jwanam gena to omwe tu shuwale jungwel hadzele drube gege torma tanshi toba meba namka danyam par gyuro mahum omo ahum Rangi tu ke tamle vesre drube kandenge dorjelo ma thinamla Jetsu ma pa ma drume puma O dunge tormala tembe puma sam Chebala pardu chebe gege tsonam Kukpar kyur Gege tsonam Kukpar kyur Omo sarva bine Namo sarva tata gata Bayo bisho muge bye Sarva te kam ugate sparanam Ima kankanam grihantam balintaye svoha. Omo sarva bigne namo sarva tathagata bayo bisho mukebye sarva te kam yugate sparana hima kankana grihantam balintaye svoha. Omo sarva bignante namo sarva tathagata bayo bisho mukebye sarva te kam yugate sparana hima kankana grihantam balintaye svoha. Omo sumbani sumbong griana 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 paya anaya hom gawa bindya ranja hompe. Omo sumbani sumba hom griana paya anaya ho bhagawa bindya ranja hompe. Omo sumbani sumba hom griana paya anaya ho bhagawa bindya ranja hompe. Wangura chebe sashi lane pe alhala sobe getso kunyunchi ngani ne dire wangura samoche kena dine shentu drowaraki kalte ngai kale dache na yeshe chinge dorje barwayi gobo tselpa gyarne ke gyurishin gena lakpara gyurwe demi sa. Namo Sangye ge dembadan, chege dembadan, gendo ge dembadan, deshin shepadan, dorjedan, rinpochedan, pemadan, lege riksutu, shubadam chedan, nimbodan, chegyandan, sangadan, ringa ge, layi kebartam chedan, kebratu yan, jitsuma, pama, druma, lazo namge, kebratam, kebratu yan, Chitsuma Pamadra Mege Lazo Namge Kade Dembadan Lazo Namge Dembadan Demba Chimbu Chinge Laba Latene Kandenge Dorjeloma Dinam La Chitsuma Pamadra Me Wangura Samo Chebala Pardu Chebe Gege Tsokan Yimba Teda Tamche Chuchinge Tormaga Chimbo Dila Tsimbra Gila Nebadan Tsewe Samba Ngemba Tamche Pongla Pemba da shewa janjuki simdan de begone rara so nesu son shi kate mi duna trobo yeshegi dorje barwar namge sekchi nambra jume temi sa omo sumbani sumbong griana paya anaya ho bhagawa bindya ranja hompe omo sumbani sumbong griana paya anaya ho bhagawa bindya ranja hompe omo sumbani sumbong griana paya anaya ho bhagawa bindya ranja hompe nindamrita kundalyano
After having eliminated the interferences, let's imagine that from the heart of the Guru in front of you, inseparable from Aryatara, from the heart of Guru Aryatara, from my heart, light rays emanate and they go all in the surrounding environment, creating a Vajra fence, and every particle of light is in the form of a Vajra. So all the blessings can go out, but no negativities can come in. This protection wheel that it manifests in the aspect of this barrier, this light of this fence of light is inseparable from the mind of Guru Buddha and the state of bliss and emptiness.
Omo benza rakya rakyom 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 Omo benza rakya rakya Omo benza rakya rakya Ngondo che dingel che ani ngasa mende pisho. Una delle caratteristiche
One of the characteristics, fundamental characteristics of a Buddha, and also Buddha Shakyamuni showed himself like this, his ability to teach, more than teach, guide every being along this path to develop love and wisdom, to get out of the cycle of suffering, adapting to the mentality and the ability of a need of each one. It's said that a Buddha can manifest in infinite different forms because the beings are infinite. We have different needs at different times. And Buddha Shakyamuni, along this path, historically, what we know, he taught to different types of disciples and different types, in different places and different times. To some he taught very simple things, others very complex things. And all of his teachings, when they were put together, they were divided into three main groups. Three groups that actually, they go in the same direction because the path is one, the development of love and wisdom. This path to get out of one's own cycle of suffering is one. And along this path, you can use different vehicles. Someone who doesn't know how to drive, in front of a car, it's better to walk. It's not that one vehicle is necessarily better than one or the other. It's just that the vehicle adapts to the one that needs to go along this path. So this concept of the vehicle in Sanskrit is called yana. That's from there we have Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana. Hinayana is small vehicle. Mahayana is great vehicle, and Vajrayana is the indestructible, the diamond vehicle. You can't get to the Vajrayana, or you. No, you can't get to the Mahayana without having first mastered the Hinayana. So it has, first of all, there's no sense of belonging. Oh, I belong to, no, Mahayana. Oh, I'm Vajrayana. No, it's not a question of belonging. It's a question of inner growth, inner path. And this first one is called a small vehicle, not in the sense of inferiority. Sometimes it's translated like that, but they're understood like that. No, but if if I need a small vehicle, a motorcycle or a small car, or if I need to bring everyone else, I need a bigger vehicle, because what I need to do is actually different. And here's the difference. In that first step where we look at ourselves and we say, I recognize that suffering is something that goes beyond external conditions. I recognize that I don't want to be slave on depending on the external world, and I recognize that my suffering or my happiness depends on how I live the world. So my objective is not changing the world in the sense of creating a reality around me that is the way I think it should be. No, I want to transform myself to be able to live the world better, and then as a consequence change the world. That's that first step, and we learn to love ourselves. Simplifying that small vehicle is loving oneself. Let's remember that it's impossible to love others if we don't love ourselves. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but at least we need to touch on this idea. So this first part, Buddha shows us how to do this. We recognize the causes of our suffering, recognizing where our happiness is sustainable, and learn really how to recognize what is good for us and what is bad for us, and that is already so much. So, and this is called the Hinayana path, just in a few words. When one learns a little bit and sees that it's not enough to create nice conditions around oneself, I need to face my mental defilements, my fears, my anger. I need to reach this level of inner balance and joy. I need to be well with myself and others. Then we open up this possibility of the great vehicle, the Mahayana. So when I'm able to love myself well, that allows me to see that I'm not alone here on this path. I mean, just as I'm here, there's an infinite number of beings, and we're on the same boat. I mean, they're in the same situation, if not worse. So here I was in my comfortable car, and I look around and I see that others are stopped, and so I get out of my small comfortable car, and then I get in an enormous vehicle. I need something that will allow me not only to get out of this cycle of suffering myself, but also help others to do the same. And here we have quite the problem. Have you ever tried to help someone? And I don't mean giving them food or giving them a practical material help, or even a moment of affection. Have you ever tried to help someone change themselves deeply? It's tiresome, because the only thing we actually can do is interact. No one can change anyone, even if all Buddhas came in front of that person, all wanting to change that person. All the Buddhas together is the power of all those Buddhas together is the same as the karma and the choices of that person. The only thing I can do is interact with you, but I need to learn your language. I'm not able to help you if I can't show you my reality through your eyes. And here we need to become a Buddha, because a Buddha has this ability to see up close the mentality of every being. So if I want to help you, I need to be able to see you, I need to understand you, I need to come into contact with your reality. And here we come to the question of becoming a Buddha. So the Mahayana is this deep desire to want to help others get out of suffering. And if we look around the world that we live in, very often I hear complaints, problems, social conflicts, social inequality, sicknesses of various types. I mean, we have a crisis of mental suffering that is very grave. We have also the tumor epidemic, and then we see all the problems of hunger and war. They're things that they're devastating, actually. So many people that suffer because of addictions. I mean, a world, if we see this darkness, there's so much. If we look in the shadow, but if we look more closely, where does this all come from? Resentment, from anger, from fear, from jealousy, attachment, from desire, from selfishness and ignorance. It comes from the behavior and the choices of human beings. So the only real solution, long-lasting, that can be in our society so that people can live in peace is a real inner change. I don't see any other possibility, but how can I help you have less anger when I'm regularly getting angry? How can I show you how show a worldview that's coherent if my view is wrong? I need get there so that I can lead you there. I need to get out of samsara to then accompany you. And here in Buddha's teachings, on the basis of this feeling of love called bodhicitta, Buddha says, okay, here we need to cultivate our qualities, our patience, our morality, our enthusiastic effort, our etc. I want to help others, but first of all, I need to reach a state that allows me to help others. And here, there's another step where one says, okay, that's wonderful, but this just takes too much time. You have to wait 3 eons to reach enlightenment. There's just too much suffering. It's not because I don't want to wake. There's just too much suffering. I want to help right away. And I want to reach a Buddhahood. I want to get out of this cycle of suffering as fast as possible. And to do this, I put all of the resources that I have on the table. And here is where the Vajrayana comes into play. It's a teaching of Buddha that it brings us as a resource of our transformation towards enlightenment, our body, our mind, the environment. And there are techniques that are very useful, but require quite the commitment. It's said that there's one path, and the Hinayana is taking the bicycle on a nice clean road, and the Mahayana is taking the bus, and the Vajrayana is a helicopter. You go fast, you get there fast, but if you don't know how to fly a helicopter, it can be dangerous. So it's something that requires a preparation, requires clarity of the path. Luckily, the Vajrayana and all the traditions of Buddhism, and Vajrayana even more, requires that one needs to practice following an interrupted lineage. You can't just pick up a manual. There are many things that are not written in manuals. One needs to have this direct transmission. And so some of what we're going to do today is this transmission, the practice that we're going to transmit today with the empowerment of Tara Chittamani. It's something that Buddha Shakyamuni transmitted to his disciples. Here you have this method to go towards Buddhahood quickly. And this method, in essence, is called Jebul Lamkir, if we bring the result into the path. If we try to understand quickly, wherever there's interaction, there's transformation. The more I familiarize myself with a feeling of dissatisfaction and anger, etc., the more I become that. The more I'm able to come into contact with love and balance and gratitude, etc., the more I become that. But how can we generate an inner state of bliss and love, peace, balance, and wisdom, not being that yet? It's not that easy. And here comes the technique of bringing the result into the path. I'm going to simulate. I am being a Buddha already. I allow myself to imagine being Aryatara. And with that, I familiarize myself with the qualities of Aryatara so that little by little I can become that. I bring the result into the path so that little by little the path becomes the result. It's not a question of pretending and then you become, no, you live as if to become. So this is one part of the practice. And then there's another fundamental point that Buddha Shakyamuni and his disciples gave many tools, among which he introduced to his disciples other enlightened beings who had reached Buddhahood. Buddha clearly explained that he wasn't the only Buddha. He reached enlightenment, but there are many others who had also done the same. And according to the link, that connection that a person has, a being has, and also the motivation that's generated at the beginning, so according to that, Buddha put these beings in contact with certain enlightened beings. And he introduced also Tara to certain disciples. She was much earlier than Buddha Shakyamuni. Her name was Yeshidawa in Tibetan. She was a Chandagyana. So the wisdom of the moon was her name. And this princess, the wisdom of the moon, it said that she was very good, and she would help so many beings, those who were hungry, many different ways. And before dawn, she would meditate. And with a subtle body, she would interact with beings, and she would help them get out of their suffering. And she had these. She had set some goals. She wouldn't stop her morning meditation until she had helped at least 10,000 beings, and then she wouldn't go on with her day. And she was very known as someone who helped so many beings, and they had given her the name Tara, the liberator. She who frees from suffering, Drowa. And it's said that, remember, we're talking about before Buddha Shakyamuni, so we can't say that they were Buddhists, but the religious of the time, and they went to her and they said, "Oh, great princess, our liberator, you're so special, and we rejoice for all your virtuous actions, and we pray for you so that you can be reborn as a man, so that you can reach enlightenment for the benefit of all beings." And she answered, what reaches enlightenment is not the coarse body, but the very subtle mind that transcends gender. It's not man or woman. And there are many who want to reach Buddhahood to benefit all beings as a man, but I will do it in the body of a woman. And she did. And Tara was born. And so on one side, we have this aspect, man, woman. There's no difference when we talk about our spiritual path. We all have the same potential along our spiritual path. There's no distinction. But according to the body, we have both for women or men. I mean, certain bodies, take to one direction or to another, but it has nothing to do with being a man or a woman. So Tara reaches Buddhahood in the aspect of a female body, and when we talk about Buddhas, the motivation that one has when one takes that commitment to reach Buddhahood becomes a kind of trademark. It's the kind of It's a kind of label, like Manjushri, for example, when he developed bodhicitta, when he said, I want to help all beings to reach enlightenment through wisdom. So once he reached enlightenment, he manifested as a personification of wisdom, Avalokiteshvara, through compassion. Vajrapani, this power of realization. Medicine Buddha dedicates all of his positive karmic force so that beings can be cured from their sicknesses. So each one has something specific, and Tara has this intention, not just to reach enlightenment in a female body, but to protect beings from fears. So this action of protection and to protect from fears. The fear understood as there are 8 types of fears, but mainly the fear we use this. We use it as like an external metaphor. External metaphors are used, but we talk about erroneous views and selfishness, anger, hatred. So she protects us from these negativities. These are the things we should really be afraid of. Buddha Shakyamuni introduces Aryatara to his disciples. Says there's this woman who reached enlightenment, this marvelous being who has accompanied many beings, accompanying them along their spiritual path, and she can accompany you too. And so what happens is, like when we see, for example, this photo of Lama Ganchen here to my right. For those of you who knew Lama Ganchen, you just need to look at that picture, and then naturally you connect with Lama Ganchen. Even those who have not met him, but have been introduced to him, have heard who he was, so indirectly knows him. So his photo directs directly to him, takes you directly to him. Similarly, I mean, you see me, but actually what you see my person, my being, or you see my body. What appears to your mind, my body, and seeing the body, we connect with the person, with the being. So the body is called the commitment being, the Samaya Sattva Tamsitepa, and instead the actual being is the wisdom being. So if we're talking about someone we've never met, so there's an image that, and nobody knows at all who he is, and then what is that image? But then once we're introduced, that image becomes a bridge. And wanting or not, it connects us to that being. And the same thing, I see you and I'm connecting with you beyond just your physical bodies. But what happens is, to be able to create this connection, we need to be introduced, and the deeper our relationship with someone, then that connection point, that bridge, becomes stronger and allows us to connect to the being. And the function of an empowerment is to create this bridge. So we reinforce it where it's already been created. So Buddha Shakyamuni introduced Aryatara to his disciples. Her name's Aryatara. She was a princess. Yeshidawa was her name, and for a long time she upheld and supported many practitioners. If you want to come into contact with her, just remember her mantra and her appearance. The appearance of Aryatara, her mantra, these are all bridges that help us connect with this wisdom being. Why do we want to connect with a wisdom being? Because we want to interact. Because when I'm in the presence of an angry person who's not well, that influences us, doesn't it? being being around someone who's really dark and evil that influences us. And the same way, if we're around someone who's full of love, what's interesting is that the deepest connection that we have is mind to mind more than physical. And when I think about you, you receive something, you perceive that I'm thinking about you. Yeah, there was also this scientist Rupert Sheldrake that I've met. He also became a friend of Lama Ganchen, and he did research talking about this kind of this mind to mind like telepathy, so actually between dogs and their forever people, their owners. And I'm sure it's happened that you think about someone and then the phone rings, and he was saying, well, why does this happen? And so he did very nice experiments, and he showed that actually before calling you, I think about you, and before that phone call, there you receive that thought, so you received that message, and then the phone call arrives. And in ancient texts, it's said that when we think about an enlightened being, that being receives our call and has that ability to perceive that call and manifest him or herself. So we create this relationship, and we can open up this ability, this possibility for interaction. And here we talk about receiving blessings. Blessings are virtuous interactions that help us transform ourselves positively. Buddha Shakyamuni, at a certain point, he said to his disciples, there are these enlightened beings, Aryatara, for example. She can bless you, she can protect you, she can accompany you. I'll introduce you to her, but that's up to you to maintain this relationship. And like today, we share the contact. And if you call or you don't call, or how you interact, how you relate with that contact, that's up to you. So in this way, Buddha says, okay, I've shared the contact with you. He created that bridge. And then those who maintain that contact in a correct way, not only were they able to transmit generation after generation, to transmit to others, but they've also been able to create manuals to, like and then we have this nyenpa, this practice of closeness. We have this practice, and we want to get even closer. When we talk about empowerment, it's called wang. Here now we're sharing the contact. So I've been introduced to this enlightened being. I'm going to share. I'm going to introduce her to you as well, and then the sadhana helps maintain that alive, and then it becomes also the tool for personal transformation, because Aryatara is a Buddha with whom we can receive blessings. It's an actual being that exists, and also we can say an archetype, an embodiment of a being that we want to reach. And so we do the practice, and we do self-generation. There are all the tools to follow. So this is not just the empowerment is not just a blessing. It's like saying, I'm here to introduce you to Aryatara. And the first question is, do you want to maintain this relationship or not? If you say, I'm not interested, well, the door is open, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I've seen it happen that, we're introducing you to something very, very important so that you can maintain this relationship. And it's not that because you have a very good relationship, she gives more to you and less to another person. No, but here we're sharing a method that then afterwards needs to be cultivated. Why are we doing all this? Because we want to transform our mind, our being. We want to develop more compassion, more love, more balance, more gratitude, less fear and resentment and sadness, more inner stability. Why? Because we want to help others be well. And to do this, we need tools, we need methods, we need to familiarize ourselves more and more with these virtuous aspects. And there are marvelous, marvelous methods that were maintained alive generation after generation, and they were slightly adapted, according to the context in which they were. Buddha Shakyamuni transmitted the root tantra of Tara, the 21 taras that we recite, this 21 tara praise, that is part of the original root tantra transmitted by Buddha Shakyamuni. But there are many masters, like Atisha here on my right with the red hat. He's the one who brought Buddhism to Tibet later, and also our Gelupa tradition comes from him. He was one of the most important masters of the 11th century. And a long story short, he was invited to go to Tibet, and it was really, Tibet was seen as like a barbaric land. It was very difficult. Just imagine at a certain point we're here, and I'm the main lama of this center. Let's say 3 people come from a very far away, poor, difficult, dangerous place, and they say, we want to invite Lama to go there. How long? Oh, it'll take about 8 months, a year to get there. He'll need to stay a couple years. What will the board say for the center, the people responsible of the center? Would they say no? Because we need him here. And actually, at the time, in the 11th century, Buddhism was actually degenerated in India. They really needed him. But then Atisha did a retreat of Tara. And one day in meditation, he saw the image of Tara actually speak to him in front of the statue. And she said to him, if you go to Tibet, your life will be shorter, but it will be of greater benefit than if you stayed in India. Actually, at the time he was in Vikramasila, which is the present-day Bangladesh, and through various conditions, he got the permission from the abbot to be away for 3 years, and he actually, it was more like 16 years or something. When he did come back, then there was a war. He sent this text, the lamp that clarifies the path, and he sent that to the abbot, and the abbot read that and said, "Oh, this is amazing. If you had stayed here, you would have never written that. No, you need to stay where you are." But it's Tara who gave him the force and the clarity to go to Tibet. He said, "Your life will be shorter, but it'll be of better benefit." The first Dalai Lama, Gyalwa Ginten Drup, it was a vision of Tara that told him to construct the first monastery of Tashilhunpo. And if we look back, the greatest masters of our lineage, they all relied on Tara. So she has guided generation after generation. I mean, if Atisha hadn't relied on Tara, we wouldn't be here. And we can see it's a being, a divinity that has accompanied generation after generation on so many levels. And there was a time in Tibet a few centuries ago, We can find the exact moment, but a few generations ago, there was Pema Kargyu Wanchuk. He was a kind of mystic, a very important master. And during his meditation practices, he had 13 visions, and each one of them was, then he translated those experiences into a meditation practice so that others could follow in the same way Lama Ganchen did with self-healing. And one of these 13 is the practice of Tara Chittamani, which means it's the jewel of the mind, of the heart. Chitta, sometimes translated as mind and sometimes as heart, because mind and heart, they're the same thing. It's not mind as the brain, no, on the rational mind. And so, in a certain vision, and then he had this vision, then he had this transmission. Lama Ganchen received. I received it from Lama Ganchen, from Geshe Wanchuk, from Sherpa Rinpoche, from Nichiren Rinpoche, which come from Tson Rinpoche, Chichen Rinpoche, Pabonka Rinpoche, Tabu Doche Chan, even before, and then all the way back to the originator of this practice. Those who do the practice of self-healing, it's extremely close, because the practice of Tara Chittamani, of Tara, uses the 5 chakras and the 5 chakras, and it's something very, very close to self-healing, and it's one of the most important practices in our lineage. Personally speaking, among all the practices that I've been able to do, this is, let's say, it is the most important. I've always relied on this practice, or one of the most important to me. I'd like to tell you a short anecdote. Very rarely do you hear me talk about mystical things, but it's an experience that I've had that I think is a really positive sign. I was in India, and I was studying. I was probably about 15 years old. And at a certain point, I read a book written in English called In Praise of Tara, written by a disciple of Geshe Rabten, and there was the praise of the 21 Taras, the original sutra, translated into English. And when I read it, and I said, oh, I'd really like to see the original in Tibetan. So I looked. I mean, there was the big bibliography. Okay, it's in the Kangyur. This is 100+ volumes. All the sutras of Buddha. So in the monastery of Sera, I went into the library, and I asked to read it, and he looked at me, and he's NgalSo, said the librarian. It's a term in Tibetan that means both yes and no. I said yes. We'll see. I'll get you that text, because then he'd have to get the ladder, find the text, and it's one text that never gets read. So after months, I wasn't able to get it. I asked the other library; they didn't give it to me. I tried many ways. I wasn't able to get it, but I stayed with that desire of seeing it. At that time, I wouldn't go to morning pujas. Waking up so early in the morning was very hard for me. I would wake up after 11 o'clock at night. I would stay up late at night, and unless it was an obligation, I wouldn't go. And then at a certain point, I always went in the morning. But at that time, I didn't go to the early morning pujas. But one morning, very, very early, I woke up hearing the sound of the gong from far away. You start playing the gong first slowly, and then faster and faster, and then it's showing the just to communicate that the puja is about to start. It becomes faster, faster. So I wake up, and with this energy, and I just thought, like, as a kind of, it was calling me. I'm going to go to the puja, and I went to the puja. Had no idea what the puja was going to be there. And it was a reading of the Kangyur that morning, like we did here a few days ago. You take a volume and then the pages are distributed and you read the pages that you have in front of you. And I was there, so we're all sitting in a line. And at the beginning, so there are 100 volumes, and then that volume gets absolutely it gets distributed, and then you read out loud. So I got my pages and I read, I turn the page and it's the root tantra of Tara. And then I felt anxious. I said, maybe the puja is going to finish before I finish reading them. Maybe I don't have all the pages. But I started reading, not too slowly, because I wanted to finish, but not too quickly because I wanted to understand. And then when the puja finished, I was at the very end of the texts, and it was like Tara said, "Okay, you want to read it here? Here it is." When our connection is pure, when our motivation is good, things come to us, and so there are many signs. If one opens one up, so I entrusted myself to rely on Tara. Many of my masters have. So here today, what we'll do is this introduction. I'm going to share the contact using a modern term. Say, here is Arya Tara. You can come into contact with her. You can practice, and it's not something technical. Okay, now you've learned the practice. It's a connection that's connection that's been created, and then you need to keep that connection alive. It becomes very deep. Why do we do empowerments? Because we want to get out of suffering as quickly as possible, because we want to help every being be well. We want to be part of the solution. And so we need help. We need methods that help us. We need holy beings that give us refuge. So Buddha Shakyamuni, with a lot of generosity, he shared the holy beings with whom he had a connection with, to his disciples, and keeping the tradition alive from the time of Buddha Shakyamuni. The teachings are not given unless they're asked. Should never receive an empowerment because you're there by chance or you were forced. You need to want to receive. A little bit like if I introduce you to someone that you don't want to meet, it's not useful. But if I introduce you to someone that you want to meet, and you put in the effort to ask to meet that person, then that contact is important. Oh, okay, I shared that contact with you. Oh, that's nice. So that's why we make the request. So in this moment, and then we're going to go directly to the empowerment without too many explanation, because for the empowerment to work, beyond the motivation, and the one who concedes the empowerment needs to have received the empowerment correctly from a qualified master within an uninterrupted lineage. I've received it from Lama Ganchen Rinpoche, from Geshe Wanchok, one of the masters of Lama Ganchen. And he came to the Kumbhi Lama Ganchen in 1995. I've received it from Nitu Rinpoche, from Shera Rinpoche, so from many qualified masters who have given us. I've received commentaries. I've done retreats. So I have all the right conditions, let's say. We have all the conditions that are the right conditions. And this morning, I did what I needed to do to be able to concede the empowerment. I did the self-empowerment this morning, the offering, the self-empowerment, the self-generation, and also the frontal generation. I made the Torma offerings. I made requests for on behalf of all the disciples. We have eliminated interferences, and on your side, you have cleaned by as you walked in, and you've cleansed yourself, you've made prostrations, and now is the time to offer the mandala with the intention of receiving this empowerment to reach Buddhahood as quickly as possibly for the benefit of all beings. And then afterwards, without too many explanations, I'll give you instructions. Try to follow the visualizations. You need to imagine as things happen. You don't necessarily need to see anything, okay? But we like a collective visualization and practice.
Wanje serge sache om benzareke re goyo ge gowe so re jawo re ra chalu bo lo zamboli no palanche chandra minye le ba maya da maya je yanden da lam che draminyen dan draminyen ge da rimbo che riwo pasan ge shin de che ya pa ma me pa yo lo to korlo rimbo che norbe rimbo che zumo rimbo che lumbo rimbo che lambo rimbo che da jo rimbo che ma be rimbo che te jemba ye ba ge ma drawa ma lo ma garam me do ma do be ma na se ma ti ma nye ma da wa rimbo che du chele namra gyalwe gyanse uzo la da mi ye benjo beson so ba ma tsangwa me pra tsangje ye do wa de dara je zawa da gyo gra je ve bande la ma damba nam Jabra duya lama me je rimbo je chenga ne je zema ba ma drim Gozon do ge jin lava samo je ve yondom bevra je wo do je reve don do Jesus Chene jan da zon rovo nange da da nyam be zim je dam je do ze wa je be gon ne zi je cha da du mo ge ngo do ma le man je do ro Yeah.
luogo in cui ci troviamo,
The place where we find ourselves is not an ordinary place, but we find ourselves in the mandala of Aryatara, in a pure environment, surrounded by snow-capped mountains, forests, rivers, lakes, where every sound of nature brings us the interdependence, transmits the Dharma, love, compassion. In front of us, in front of you, in this mandala, there's a crystal palace, at the center of which is Guru Aryatara. You are in the presence of Guru Aryatara, your own Guru, myself, inseparable in aspect and in nature from Guru Aryatara, a feminine body, a young aspect, but that shows deep wisdom, the color emerald green skin, the right hand in the supreme giving, and the left in the mudra of the three jewels. There's an aura around that expands and reaches every being, living being. In the presence of Guru Aryatara, repeat after me the request to receive the empowerment. So with the clarity of why you want to receive this empowerment, it's for yourself, but it's not just for you. It's for me, because I want to reach enlightenment so that I can serve others, to be able to really be of benefit to every being I encounter. So with this intention, repeat after me this request for the empowerment. The meaning says,
O Guru
Buddha, you who are the inseparable nature of all the Buddhas of the three times, please concede the empowerment of body, speech, and mind of Aryatara. So repeat after me.
Tamche ki ngowo pande lamayi dala jetsun drolmayi wangura samo tsedu sol tusumo sange tamche ki ngowo pande lamayi dala jetsun drolmayi wangur samo tsedu sol. O Guru Buddha,
O Guru Buddha, you who are in nature inseparable from all the Buddhas of the three times, concede me, please, the deep empowerment of the great liberator, Aryatara.
tamche ki ngowo pande lama yi dala jetsun drolma yi wangura samo tsedu sol. Guru Buddha
Aryatara smiles as she accepts your request. To be able to receive this empowerment correctly, there are two interferences, two limitations that we need to overcome. The first is this obsession with self-gratification of selfishness, and the second is grasping at an erroneous view of ourselves and others. To go beyond that first obstacle of selfishness, we need now to take the Bodhisattva vows, where we take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. We generate a commitment to dedicate myself to a spiritual path for the benefit of others. I admit all my negative activities and actions since beginningless times, and I ask for the force to not repeat them again. I rejoice for all the virtuous actions of all beings, enlightened and not. And the most important point, we take the commitment deeply to reach enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. It's a vow of love towards every being, where one takes a commitment. I'm going to do everything that I can at all times to help every being, everything that I can, so that I can become a Buddha, to help every being. Obviously, respecting the limits of our own limitations, but every opportunity I have, I will not look away from other beings. I take the commitment to develop myself spiritually, to help every being get out of the suffering. So in the space in front of us, taking this commitment, our testimony, our witnesses are there. Buddha Shakyamuni, Lama Tsongkhapa, and all, as you see around us, we have all the masters, the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Dakas, Dakinis, Buddhas, the protectors of the Dharma. They protect us, and all the mandalas on the center. All these holy beings are here to bless us, to be witnesses as we proclaim this vow of love, this commitment of spiritual spiritual growth, this vow to grow. We take it not just in front of ourselves, but in front of all these holy beings. So repeat after me these vows of the Bodhisattva to reach enlightenment, to benefit all beings.
Kuncho sumla dakyaba chi dikpa tamche sosra sha drove gela jeirang sangye chanchub yigi sung sangye chedang tsokcho la chancho pardo dakyaba chi rangshin thuni rabdruba chir chancho semni kyepara ki chancho choki semni kyegi ne simchen tamche dagi drundu nyer chanchub chochok yiwong chepara ki drola penchir sangye drupar sho. Possa io raggiungere,
may I reach enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. May I reach Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings.
Sangye drupar sho.
And that third repetition of this verse, for those who've never received these bodhisattva vows in the past, they are generated. If you have received them, they're renewed, they're refreshed, and if you have received them and you kept them, they are reinforced.
Sosrasha drove gela jeirang sangye chanchub yigi sung sangye chedang chochola chanchub hardo dakyabchi ranshin thuni rabdrubchir chancho semni kepra ki chancho chogi semni kegine simchen tamche dagi drundu nyer chanchub chocho Yiwon Chebraki, Drola Pincher, Sange Drupar Show.
To eliminate the second obstacle, which is our ordinary view, and this grasping at the ordinary view, where reality appears to us as being independent, objective, autonomous. We need to transform our perception of reality in an instant through the power of the mantra, concentration on the part of the Guru, from the heart of Guru Arya Tara. Light rays emanate that go to each one of you, eliminating first a light that's green, blue, dark blue, blue, green, that goes towards you and eliminates all interferences. So imagine that this light, this dark blue, green light comes to you and takes away your fear, takes away your ignorance, any inner interference that you might have. It's pacified, it's eliminated, these external, these outer and inner interferences.
Amrita kundrali hana hana hompe. Omo benza amrita kundrali hana hana hompe. Anche se la realtà,
even if reality that surrounds you and you yourselves appear to you as being autonomous, independent, and objective, actually everything, including yourselves, exists in a relational way, independent, subjective way, and they lack in this inherent existence. So this solid reality, it doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. So reality doesn't exist as it appears. Everything exists in a relational, interdependent, subjective way. Everything, and I myself too.
sarva dharma swabhava shuddha loma nami mi para tongpa ni tu kyo.
Gradually, you lose contact with the world that surrounds you. The elements dissolve, the earth dissolves into water, and you lose contact with your sight, the water into fire, and you lose contact with your hearing. The fire dissolves into the wind, and you lose contact with your smell and touch, and then it the wind dissolves, the fire dissolves into the wind, and then gradually everything dissolves into light. A white vision appears, white, red, everything dissolves into total darkness, and from this total darkness, an infinite luminous void appears. There's nothing other than an infinite luminous void, empty of inherent existence, with a sense of deep bliss, and you are this non-dual union of bliss and emptiness. You are this luminous void, inseparable from the bliss. In an instant, the universe reappears, and you find yourself in the mandala of Arya Tara, surrounded by a beautiful in a beautiful environment with snow-capped mountains and forests and animals that transmit the Dharma with their gestures and their sounds of rivers and lakes and the wind that and the breeze that shakes the leaves transmits interdependence. In the space in front of you, there's Aryatara, inseparable from your guru. And near in front of Guru Aryatara, there is the frontal. There's the frontal Aryatara. So Aryatara is in front of you as your guru, and then there's also at her side here at my left, also here in the tanka. So you, first of all, there's a lotus flower. So from the lotus flower, there's a moon disk, and you yourself, you arise as a dot of light, green in color, that vibrates in the sound of tam. You from yourselves, you are just this dot of light, this very subtle light. So from there, all light rays emanate, making offerings to all, in all directions, all the Buddhas and holy beings. These light rays come back to you with all this positive karmic force that you've generated. So from the offerings and from their help, and then come back to this dot, and then you arise as a beautiful blue uptala flower, and then from this flower you arise in the complete aspect of Aryatara. You have a feminine body, young. Your skin is emerald green in color. You have a body of light that emanates a beautiful luminous aura. Your right hand is in the mudra of supreme generosity, the left in the mudra of conceding the dharma of the three jewels. You have dark, long, beautiful hair. There are 5 flowers on your head. White, red, blue, yellow, and green, showing that you have the 5 wisdoms, the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. You're dressed in beautiful silks. You have a beautiful skirt. Your chest is bare. You have a beautiful scarf, and you have 6 types of jewels, like bracelets and anklets and necklace, showing that you are embellished with the 6 paramitas. Your breasts are full, showing this deep sense of bliss. You have a large forehead, showing your wisdom and your ability to see everything. Your right leg is extended and the left is bent. The extended right shows that you are ready to work on the behalf of any being, doing anything necessary. And the one bent shows that you're in that constant state of samadhi, where you are in a constant state, a non-dual state, where you recognize reality. At your forehead, you have a white Om. At your a red at your throat, and then you have a blue Hum at your heart, and within the Hum there is a green Tam.
rangi tuke tamile vese trupe yulo koda bodala soke jetsu me shingan chenpo ne jetsu ma nyecheke lazo sangye dan janjo zembe tsoke kora pakdo me bachen lo me lula char chenpo baba shinto sipsi timpe jinge la bora kyu dal cuore
from the heart of Guru Buddha Aryatara, my heart. Light rays emanate that go to Aryatara and all holy beings in the 10 directions, asking them to come here. To this place, Aryatara, and also the 21 Taras come here like a great rain of wisdom beings. Some are as big as mountains, some are as small as atoms. So all of these manifestations of every color, every form, they're the 21 taras and Aryatara. The 21 taras are like the taras that help in so many different forms, but there are thousands of different taras, and they all come like a rain of wisdom beings that absorb into each one of you, so that become inseparable from you, become inseparable from the wisdom beams, they become inseparable from you, from Aryatara.
Potala ye ne jone tam ye jango le trun she we ba me ke we la ke tu son sang ke tin le ma dro we tun tu shek su so omo tare tu re ambe shaya a a a a a a a a a a a om tare tu re ambe shaya a om tare tu re ave shaya a om tare tu re ambe shaya a om tare tu re ambe shaya a a a Trishta benza, 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 trishta benza. Vi trovate chiaramente nell'aspetto.
You are clearly in the aspect of Aryatara, inseparable from the wisdom being. Now repeat after me the request to receive the empowerment of body of Aryatara.
Tusuma Sangye Dube Pel Lama Jetsun Drolma Yi Kui Wangchok Kurtu Sol Lula Chingi Labtu Sol O Guru Aryatara.
O Guru Aryatara, you who are inseparable from all the Buddhas of the 3 times, concede me the excellent empowerment of body. Bless my body.
Sangye Dube Pel Lama Jetsun Drolma Yi Kui Wangcho Kurtu Sol Lula Chingi Labtu Sol. Vi trovate davanti a
You're in front of Guru Aryatara and the frontal generation of Aryatara from the crown chakra of Guru Aryatara and the frontal Aryatara. Light rays and nectar, white in color, emanate, bringing to you the blessings of Aryatara and all the qualities and of Aryatara. So they come from my crown and also from the crown of the frontal generation of Aryatara. These light rays and nectar, white in color, this flow comes to you, enters into your crown, fills up your body with nectar and light. And in this way, every negativity of body is completely eliminated. It comes out of every pore of your body like a kind of perspiration that just dissolves into space, and your body and the body is completely purified, and also the negative karmic force, the inertia of a negative karmic force of the past is also completely pacified and eliminated. The sicknesses of the body are purified. Your body on a coarse, subtle, and very subtle level is regenerated. You receive the blessing of the empowerment of the vase of Aryatara.
Dang dunge ge lhaye chewo ne jo zume ku chin lab tam che veser karpo nambar chen dang lo me chiwro timbe ku chin lab ma le ku chin lab lu la shu lu ge go ne sa pe digre tam che chang she da pumbe wang chin lab zu gu chul de to bara gyur chi. Quindi raggi di luce dal mio capo.
So light rays and nectar from my crown and also from the frontal generation of the Aryatara come from my crown and enter into your crown, purifying your body completely.
Kaya abhisheka om tare tu tare tare kaya abhisheka om tare tu tare tare sam tare tu tare tare sam tare tu tare tare sam tare tu tare tare om tare tu tare tare kaya abhisheka om tare tu tare tare kaya abhisheka om tare tu tare tare kaya abhisheka om tare tu tare tare sam 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 tare Omo tare tu tare ture sam 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 kaya abhisheka om tare tu tare ture kaya abhisheka om tare tu tare ture sam Omo tare tu tare ture soha kaya abhisheka om.
Repeat after me the request to receive the empowerment of the speech of Aryatara.
Dube pel lama jetsun drolma yi sungi wanchok kurtu sol ngala chingi lapto sol O Guru Aryatara.
O Guru Aryatara, you who are inseparable from all the Buddhas of the three times, concede me the excellent empowerment of speech. Bless me, bless my speech.
Lama jetsun drolma yi Sunge wangcho kurtu sol Ngagla chinge labtu sol Dal chakra della gola
From my throat chakra of Guru Aryatara and also the throat chakra of the frontal generation of Aryatara, light rays and nectar red in color emanate that come to the throat chakra of each one of you, filling up your throat chakra and eliminating all negativities relating to your speech, purifying completely your speech and purifying any negative karma through the use of, like a negative use of your speech or violent speech. So completely purified, and your speech is transformed, not just on a coarse level, but also the energetic emanation of your subtle and very subtle speech is completely transformed and purified. You receive the blessing of the, you receive the secret empowerment.
Dengege lhaye drimba ne jitsume sungge chen la tamche wese mabu namba chen ra lume drimbra timbe sungge chen la ngala shu ngage go ne sakpe dikre tamche chanshi da sangwe wang chin lab ge tsutu tabarai kyur chi raggi di luce si emanano.
Light rays emanate, nectar that come from the Guru, from the throat of Guru Aryatara, and also the throat of the frontal generation. They go to your throat, completely transforming.
Tare ture waka abhisheka om 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 tare ture som tare ture som tare ture som tare ture som tare ture Omo tare ture som tare ture soha waka abhisheka.
Repeat after me the request to receive the empowerment of mind of Guru Aryatara.
Dube pel Lama Jetsun Drolma Yi Toge Wangchok Kurtu Sol Yila Chingi Labtu Sol O Guru Buddha
Aratara, you who are inseparable from all the Buddhas of the three times,
concedimi l'eccellente iniziazione.
Give me the excellent empowerment of the mind. Bless my mind.
Lama Jetsun Drolma Yi Toge Wangcho Kurtu Sol Yela Chinge Labtu Sol. Dal cuore
From the heart of Guru Buddha Aryatara and also the frontal generation of Aryatara, light rays and nectar emanate, blue in color, that go to each one of you, your heart, bringing you the blessings and mind of Aryatara. These light rays and nectars absorb into your heart, enter into your central channel. They expand throughout your entire body, purifying particularly your negativities of your mind, eliminating your mental defilements, your fear, the suffering of the mind, anxiety, anger, resentment, generating an inner state of gratitude and joy and love, well-being, and all negative karmic force generated in the past, the negative conditionings of the mind are completely pacified. Your mind becomes inseparable and of the same nature of the mind of Guru Buddha Aryatara, of Buddha Aryatara.
Lome Ningara Timbara Cura Timbe Tuge Jinla Yilashu Yige Gone Sape Dictre Tamche Chanshin Tane Shera Yeshegi Wange Chinlabgi Tsutu Tebara Om tare ture som tare ture som tare ture som tare ture som tare som tare ture som tare som tare Om tare ture som tare ture som tare ture som tare ture som tare Om tare ture chita abhisheka Om tare ture chita abhisheka Om tare ture chita abhisheka Om tare ture som tare som tare som tare som tare som tare Om tare ture som tare 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 Om tare ture som tare som tare som tare som tare ture chita abhisheka Om tare ture chita abhisheka Om tare ture soha chitta abhisheka
Repeat after me the request for the complete blessing.
Tusun Sangye Dube Ku Lama Jetsun Drolmayi Wangshi Dzogpar Kurtu Sol Lunga Yisum Chingilob O Guru Buddha Aryatara.
O Guru Buddha Aryatara, you who are inseparable from all Buddhas of the three times, concede the fourth empowerment. Bless my body, speech, and mind.
Tuson Sangye Dube Pel Lama Jetsun Drolmayi Wangshi Dzogpara Kurtu Sol Lunga Yisum Chingi Lob.
from the crown, throat, and heart chakra. Buddha Aryatara and the frontal generation, light rays emanate from the crown, throat, and heart chakra with the corresponding colors of white, red, and blue at the same time, and going to your corresponding chakras of crown, throat, and heart, and all negativities and negative karma, negative past karmic force related to the body, speech, and mind are completely eliminated. Your body, speech, and mind become pure, inseparable from that of Guru Aryatara on a subtle and very subtle level. As the light rays and nectar enter, it's not just light and nectar, but it's the essence of healing and love and wisdom. They arrive with a kind of vibration, and all of our cells vibrate in the same way, and they're therefore transform. So our energy, our emotions, everything transforms, becoming like and inseparable from Guru Aryatara. So this light and nectar, white, red, and blue from Guru Aryatara and the frontal generation absorb into you.
Amadan dunge ge lhane somne lhane longge ge lhaine somle jetsame kosonto ge chela tamje vesera karma ting songe number chen lomene son la tim kosonto ge chela gosumla shu longa ye somge gone sabe digbada triba tamche chashida Tsingwa rinpo che chinlap ge tsultu te para me para tse chi om tare tu tare tu re som tare tu tare tu re Omo tare tu tare tu re som 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 tare tu tare tu re Om tare tu tare tu re swa kul abhisheka Om tare tu tare tu re swa kul abhisheka Om tare tu tare tu re som tare tu tare tu re som tare tu tare tu re som tare tu Omo tare tu tare tu re som 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 tare Omo tare tu tare tu re sam 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 tare tu tare tu Omo tare tu tare tu re sam 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 tare tu tare tu re kul abhishekam tare tu tare tu re sam tare tu tare tu re kul abhishekam tare tu tare tu re sam kul Omo tare tu re so kul abhishekam tare tu re so kul abhishekam tare tu re so ra kul abhishekam tare tu re kul abhishekaho Ripetete dopo di me.
Repeat after me the request to receive the the um, the blessing of the 5 families of Aryatara.
Lama Jetsun Drolmayi Ringe Wangchok Kurtu Sol Yeshe Ngai Chinlaba Sol O Guru Aryatara
O Guru Aryatara, you who are inseparable from all the Buddhas of the 3 times,
concedimi
concede the excellent empowerment of the 5 families.
benedici
Bless my mind with the 5 wisdoms.
Tu son sangue dube pel Lama Jetsun Drolma Yi ringe wangchok kurtu sol yeshe ngai chinlaba sol. Al chakra del capo,
at the crown chakra of Guru Aryatara and the frontal generation, there is a white Aryatara. So at the center of my crown chakra, there's a white Aryatara, and also in the frontal generation. At my throat chakra, and also the one in the frontal generation, there's a red Aryatara. And at Akashvatra at the crown, Pandarasini at the throat, red in color. At every Tara is like it's like in the size of a thumb, maybe a little bit more, and is incomplete in appearance, with like the mudras, and in the body with the leg extended, and so white at the crown, red at the throat, a blue Tara at the heart, Mamaki, and yellow, Alochana at the navel, and Samtik Doma, green in color, at the secret chakra. So in the 5 chakras of Guru Buddha, and also in the frontal generation, there are the 5 the 5 Taras of the 5 families.
dal chakra del capo,
From the crown chakra of Guru Buddha Aryatara, and also in the frontal generation, there many, many white Taras emanate. The white Taras come to your crown, absorbing into your crown chakra, eliminating all negativities related to the crown chakra's sicknesses, your ignorance, the grasping at inherent existence, developing your qualities like wisdom, the mirror-like wisdom, and all qualities related to the crown chakra.
Omo tare tu tare tu resum 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 tare tu tare tu resum. Omo tare tu tare tu resum 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 tare tu tare tu resum. Omo tare tu resum tare tu resum tare tu resum tare tu resum tare tu resum. Dal chakra della gola,
From the throat chakra of Guru Aryatara and the throat chakra of the frontal generation of Arya, many, many emanations of red Taras come towards you and absorb into your throat chakra, eliminating all negativities related to the throat chakra, negativities of speech, unlimited attachment, unlimited desire, and every sickness related to the throat chakra, bringing you qualities like satisfaction, concentration, correct discernments, and the wisdom of discernment.
Omo tare tu resum 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 tare tu Omo tare tu resum tare tu resum tare tu resum tare tu resum tare tu Omo tare tu resum. dal chakra del cuore,
from the heart chakra of Guru Aryatara and also the frontal generation, many blue manifestations of Tara come to your heart chakra and absorb into your heart chakra, pacifying all tensions and sicknesses related to the heart chakra, in particular, eliminating completely your anger, nervousness, instability, impatience, anxiety, sadness, depression, and all sicknesses related to your heart chakra, bringing you the blessings of Aryatara. You develop the qualities related to your heart chakra: love, compassion, patience, spontaneous joy, the wisdom of Dharma Dhatu.
Omo tare tutare ture som 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 tare tutare Omo tare tutare ture som 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 tare tutare Omo tare tuttare ture svoha. Dal chakra dell'ombelico.
From the navel chakra of Guru Aryatara and also the frontal generation, infinite yellow taras manifest, emanate, and go to your navel chakra, absorbing into your navel chakra, eliminating all negativities related to your navel chakra, especially your arrogance, this need to compare yourself to others, to see yourselves, also spiritual and material miserliness, and all negativities related to the navel chakra are completely purified. And you develop all the qualities related to your navel chakra, like generosity, of giving material, of giving love, of giving protection, and the dharma, the wisdom of equanimity.
Tare tuttare ture svoha.
From the secret chakra of Guru Aryatara and the frontal generation of Aryatara, infinite emanations of green taras emanate that absorb into your secret chakra, eliminating all negativities that are related to the secret chakra, and specifically, in particular, all fears, uncertainties, envy, jealousy, and all the sicknesses related to the secret chakra. With the blessings of Aryatara, your qualities related to the secret chakra are regenerated. You develop the power of realization, the certainty in every action, the rejoicing, the happiness for the virtue and the happiness of every being, the all accomplishing wisdom, and the compositional factors.
Omo tare tu tare ture som 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 Omo tare tu tare ture svoha.
the request of the blessing to become inseparable and of the same nature of Aryatara. Repeat after me.
Sala ki Dala Gowar Zedu Sol. Torma dell'iniziazione, che ce lascio un rigre.
This is the initiation Torma. Empowerment Torma. Now we make the request. So from this frontal generation of Aryatara, an emanation comes that absorbs and becomes inseparable to each one of you. Now Geshe-la represents all of you. So it's better that not everyone gets up, otherwise we lose our concentration. So imagine an emanation comes to each one of you and absorbs into you and becomes completely inseparable from you. And then we invoke the power of wisdom.
Lama Jetsun Roma Lazo Kordan Cheba Kenam La Tu Kimbe Yeshe Tsewe Tuje Kyobe Nudu Tsebe Trinle Samge Mikeba Ngawa Lakbe Dagi Dorje Loma Di Lunga Ye Sumla Tada Nidu Jingeloshi Nyowa Nidu Jingeloshi Dusa Di Nidu Jingeloshi Chodan Tumogi Ngodru Tamche Tudir Tobra Chinge Labdu Sum Tare Tu Tare Ture 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 Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Sum Tare Tu Tare Ture Sum Tare Tu Tare Ture Sum Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Svoha.
From this frontal generation, an emanation of Aryatara comes that absorbs into you. Your body, speech, and mind become inseparable and the same taste of Aryatara. So Aryatara comes towards you like when you use a candle to light another one. She enters into you and becomes inseparable from you. So we invoke the power of wisdom and ask her to bless each one of you. O Aryatara, the liberator, together with all the divinities of your mandala, please, through the excellent power of your wisdom, through the strength and force of your love and compassion and your strength of realization without limits and your sacred actions, your inconceivable actions. Bless these Vajra disciples, each one, so that their body, speech, and mind become inseparable from your body, speech, and mind. Bless each one of these Vajra disciples here and now. Bless them now, quickly. Bless them in this exact moment. Bless them so that they can obtain every realization, mundane and super mundane. Bless body, speech, and mind of each one of these disciples so that they become inseparable and of the same nature of you. An emanation of Aryatara comes and absorbs into you.
Omo tare tu re swaza humba moza 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 Omo tare tu re swaza humba moza 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 Je tsuya pama drume lazo kordan cheba kenam la tu kembe yeshe tsewe tuje kyebe nudu zebet samge mi kyaba ngawa la pe dage dorje lo ma di lunga yisom la tada ni do chinge lo she nyurwa ni do chinge lo tuksa di ni do chinge lo she chodan tu mo ge ngodro tamche tudire dobra chinge la tu som tare tu re so om ta om ba mo ta om ba om tare tu re so ta om ba mo ta om tare tu re so ta om ba mo 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 Om tare tu re swa za om ba mo 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 za om ba Om tare tu re swa za om ba mo za om ba mo Torme lawe tu shune le me chi wur timbara kyu. Al vostro chakra.
At your heart chakra, there's a 8-petaled lotus flower with a moon disk. At my heart chakra, there's an 8-petaled lotus with a white moon disk, and there's a green thumb representing the body, a very subtle mind. And at your heart, there's a green thumb, this dot of light that vibrates with the sound of thumb. This is your very subtle mind. At my heart, around this thumb syllable in a counterclockwise direction, there is the mantra Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. This mantra garland is placed in a counterclockwise direction, emanating light. An emanation of this garland comes from my heart. This mantra garland comes out of my mouth, goes to each one of you, enters in your mouth, and stabilizes itself at your heart around your syllable thumb. With the first recitation, the mantra, my heart, emanates and stabilizes and yours, and the second recitation, it becomes stable with the one at your heart, and with the third recitation, the mantra garland of my heart comes out of my mouth, goes into yours, enters, goes to your heart, and becomes inseparable with yours. So the mantra with my heart and the mantra at your heart become inseparable from each other.
Lobenge to karada de la tamye tar ngarengi korwa le ngaren she marme chigle ni che ge chu de jongwa shilne de lome she du shu ningrada da ningarda de tamye jango tar ko ba le vesera ka do na zoba trebe le ramjan tamche dru par kyu. Ripetete dopo di me.
Repeat after me. The first repetition, the garland, the mantra garland, establishes itself.
Tuttare, ture svoha.
With the second repetition, the mantra garland emanates from my heart, comes out of my mouth, enters into yours, and becomes stable at your heart. With the third repetition, this mantra garland emanates from my heart, enters through your mouth, and becomes inseparable with the mantra at your heart. The mantra garland, the Om Tare Tutare Sture, around your heart, light rays emanate, that white in color, pacifying all inner and outer conflicts of every being in the world. That Om Tare
Shanti. Omo tare tutare. Ture shanti. Siddhi hum. Omo tare tutare ture. Ture shanti siddhi hum. Omo tare tutare ture. Ture shanti siddhi hum. Raggi di luce.
These light rays from the mantra garland, red in color, emanate in the 10 directions. Sorry, the yellow go into the 10 directions from the heart chakra, from mind towards increasing everything that's positive, health and joy, stability, happiness, wisdom, love, wealth, abundance, satisfaction, regenerating the energy of the elements. Everything that's positive is regenerated and reinforced. So these yellow lights that come from your heart.
Pustin kuru om. Omo tare tu tare ture. Pustin kuru om. Omo tare tu tare ture. Pustin kuru om. Dalla ghirlanda di mantra.
From the mantra garland around your heart, red lights emanate, influencing positively the mind of your own mind and the minds of every being, a kind of like seduction to bring all the beings to positivity. They go into the 10 directions, a kind of magnet, and so it's this magnetizing energy, bringing every being towards everything that is good and peaceful.
Washang kuru ho. Omo tare tu tare ture. Washang kuru ho. Omo tare tu tare ture. Washang kuru ho. Dal vostro cuore.
From your heart and my heart, light rays, dark green in color, emanate, and they go in the 10 directions, opposing everything that's negative. So wherever there are negative of energies, of violence and hatred, any kind of negative of energy that's there, these light rays go against and stop those negativities.
Shatru maraya hum pe. Omo tare tu tare ture. Shatru maraya hum pe. Omo tare tu tare ture. Shatru maraya hum pe. Chumde dagi son lagi dala nyawra zedu so lobenge tuge vesirge chushin ramjane gyawa sedan chebe sungge chinla da nudu maluba yige chube nambra jante me to la timbe lumegi chibura shabe ningora ninke nga kora nuden tu chinge la bara kyo. Dal cuore di Guru Aryatara.
From the heart of Guru Aryatara, my heart, light rays go to all the Buddhas of the 10 directions, asking for their blessings of speech in the form of infinite seed syllables and the mantra Om Tare Tu Tare Ture. So all these seed syllables, the mantras come. Imagine that I am going to place this flower, and as this flower touches your head, so all the blessings of speech absorb into your body through your throat chakra and to your mantra garland at your heart. So your speech becomes inseparable from the speech of every Buddha. So
Songge chen la nudu ma lue pa yige chube nambra trande medola tim lomige chiwo sha pe nyinge nga kora nu den tu chinge la pra gyur o chumden de la tsela ge de la govra zedo so om tare tu re som tare tu re som tare tu re som tare tu re om tare tu re som tare tu re som tare tu re som tare tu re som Om tare tu re som 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 Om tare tu re som 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 tare Om tare tu re som 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 Om tare tu re som tare tu re so
having received this empowerment, having been introduced to Aryatara, having received the transmission of the mantra, which is the key to connect to Aryatara, now with the intention of deepening this relationship, each one takes the commitment of the recitation of the mantra. This commitment, that you need to choose two things now, the time and the quantity. So it's not forever, but you can take a commitment for 6 months, for 3 months, for 1 month. Take a commitment for at least a month, if possible, where you say, for this month, from now or for a month every day, I will recite 3 mantras, 21 mantras, or a mala of mantras. It's better to take a smaller commitment and do more than taking a big commitment and doing less. So take for a short time a few mantras, but when this commitment exists and it's pure and it's profound, it serves so that you can create this relationship with her. So make this commitment at the end. You can renew the commitment at the end. So it's better to take a commitment for a certain amount of time and a short, a few numbers. And you can renew it like every new moon, every full moon, every quarter moon, whatever it is. So now repeat after me. O Guru Aryatara, you who are inseparable of the Buddhas, of all Buddhas of the 3 times, listen to me with attention, as long as so that I can reach Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. I want to get close and realize the practice of Aryatara. With this intention, I, whose name is, everyone say your own name. From this moment, for the period of, and say whatever period you choose, I will recite every day the 10-syllable mantra of Tara for, and say the number of times you will.
O Guru Aryatara,
O Guru Aryatara, you who are inseparable from all the Buddhas of the 3 times, listen to me closely so that I can reach the state of Aryatara for the benefit of all beings, so that I can get close to Aryatara and realize her practice.
Io che mi chiamo,
I, whose name is,
reciterò
I will recite
il mantra delle 10
the 10-syllable mantra of Tara
per il periodo di,
for the period of,
per il numero di volte
and then for the number of times
ogni giorno.
every day.
O Guru Aryatara,
O Guru Aryatara,
che sei inseparabile
you who are inseparable from all the Buddhas of the 3 times,
ascoltami con attenzione
listen to me closely
per il beneficio di ogni
for
essere,
the benefit of all beings
per raggiungere lo stato
to
di Buddha
reach
Aryatara,
the state of Buddha Aryatara,
per avvicinarmi
to get close to
e realizzare,
Aryatara and realize her practice,
per avvicinarmi ad
to get
Aryatara
close to Aryatara
e realizzare
and
la
realize her practice.
io che mi chiamo
I, whose name is,
per il periodo di
for a period of,
reciterò
I will
il
recite
mantra delle 10
the
sillabe
10-syllable mantra
di Aryatara
of
per
Aryatara
il numero di volte
for X number of times every day.
Sobu Chitara Katse Pa Teda Tamche Da Gigi Sobu Chitara Katse Pa Teda Tamche Da Gigi Sobu Chitara Katse Pa Teda Tamche Da Gigi. In questo modo
In this way,
si conclude
we
questa
have
iniziazione.
concluded the empowerment of Aryatara.
Adesso facciamo l'offerta
Now
del mandala.
we will do the offering mandala for the thanking.
Durante
During the offering of the thanking mandala offering, generate this feeling of gratitude.
se noi immaginiamo
If we imagine
la ricchezza
the
di poter essere oggi qui
the
in
great
Italia nel 2026,
how wonderful it is that we're here in Italy in 2026, that we can access this practice, we can get close to Aryatara in an interrupted way, as it's been done for generations and generations. And this text actually comes from the printer of Tabu Toche Chang himself. So we have this commitment to practice, have this relationship with Aryatara, and we entrust ourselves to Aryatara. So
Om benzareke ahon chichari koryoge korwe vesori gyavori raja lupa pol ho tsamboli no balanche jan dramenye luda lupa ngayab shen yunden da lamche dramenye ngeda Rinpoche riwa pasange shin duche yeba mame baye lodo kolo Rinpoche norbu Rinpoche tsume Rinpoche lumbo Rinpoche lambo Rinpoche tajo Rinpoche mabu Rinpoche dechen boyo bumba ge ma tenwa ma lu ma karma Meto ma dupe ma nase ma triche ma Nyema dawa rinpoche de chele nambra gyalwe gyanze viso ladami benjoro pinso tsoba ma tsangwa mebra tsangshe yitu wongwa teda trinchen tsawa dan kyubra chebe pande lama damba kebra du lama mishe rinpoche shengane Jize ma pama drume wangkura samo lekpra tokra kabe Tara gi yundu shingam bura gi Ruwe tundu she so so shene Jinje la do so yo yo so yo shipe ki cho yo shi
In this way, we conclude in an excellent manner the empowerment of Tara Chittamani. The common empowerment, there are two main empowerments of Tara Chittamani. What we've done today, it's what is given first, and then who would like to deepen the practice. First, we need to create some closeness. So following the original text, it said that one should, to be able to receive the next, do at least 400,000 mantras, which is a way to get close. So I've called you so many times, I've sent you so many messages, so we've created some familiarity. And then you don't have to be at least 400,000 mantras. Ideally, you do 400,000 in one retreat with a sadhana, or in this case, actually this specific indication isn't given, but I invite you to do this practice daily, recite the mantra of Tara, and after a certain point, those who would like to continue this practice, get closer to Tara, trust Tara, and deepen your relationship with Tara, you can give this second empowerment, which is called the uncommon empowerment on the mandala of the Guru. And this was today it was based on the Torma and the frontal generation of Tara. The next is the empowerment of Aryatara that is based on the mandala of the um, the the guru, the guru of um, the body of Aryatara. So this when there's a great master who comes from far away, two empowerments are given at the same time or in the same period, but we're here for the long run. So I think that it's important to give these empowerments with more awareness. And first of all, there's this commitment with the practice. So now I give this is up to you. Do the practice at a certain point. If there will be people who have done at least 100,000 mantras, come ask me. If if I have to do the empowerment for 1 or for 10 or for 100, for someone who has this deep commitment with the practice, I will do it. So this is an incentive for all of you to do the practice. Imagine in Tibet, also in India, one would go to masters and they would ask for empowerments, and they would have to wait for years and years. Maybe the first time they were told no. And then they would go a year later, and the answer was no. And after the third year, yes, so we'll see when. And it's not that every time one just went, oh, Lama, can you, no, would make a tremendous amount of offerings, bring everything that they had, and then the answer is no. Usually the first two times the answer would be no, and then the third would be yes, let's see. But for a simple reason, that if we don't give value to something, we don't take good care of it. The more value we give to something, the better we're able to take care of that thing. So what I offered to you today is something extremely, extremely worthy, and it was over the centuries has been transmitted with great care. And for the next one, for the body mandala empowerment, accumulate the mantra, get close to Aryatara, trust Aryatara, practice Aryatara. There's the sadhana that Lama Ganshin transmitted, the NgalSo sadhana, and then there's also the sadhana that's used for retreats. That is from Tabu Dorje Chan, and then it was adapted by Pabonka Rinpoche. They're both extremely valid. Or even simply the recitation of the mantra, but please have your own experience. And then further along, maybe next spring, we can do another empowerment on the base of this commitment, based on this experience that you've accumulated. Lama Gansha Rinpoche taught a very beautiful practice, which is the self-healing of Tara. The self-healing of Tara is like the self-healing of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, as we're used to, but instead of generating the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, you generate the 5 Taras. It's exactly the same as the practice of self-healing. I mean, it's the practice of Tara Chittamani. It's the same. The 5 chakras are the same, like self-healing. The implements are the same. The process of the empowerments is the same. So you do the practice reciting the mantra of Tara. So we're going to do it together, and this will also be a transmission, so that you can also do this at home. Years ago, United Peace Voices, they recorded this. You can use that one as well to do the practice. But now we're going to do the practice of the self-healing of Tara without explanations, but just the practice together. After which, traditionally, you make an offering at the mandala to ask for the mandala, and then after you ask and then to thank. So Usually, normally, people don't all go to the Lama. It's very particular here. It's not like that normally. So if one wants to give a kata, you throw the kata or you throw the offering. Many times I've seen that when there was like during the mandala offering, then you at a certain point you couldn't throw things, that you would pass the offerings and then they were pushed forward to the throne. But normally after an empowerment, one goes and thanks with a kata. And we'll do this. And when you offer the kata, so either the master puts his hand on your head, or from or if your master goes forehead to forehead. So our central channel starts at the here at the forehead. So here it represents the union of mind, or mind to mind. It's like central channel to central channel, or even from the hand, because from the hand, from the heart chakra, there are from the heart chakra to the hand, to the arm to the hand, comes the energy from the central channel of the Lama to your central channel. So now we'll do this self-healing of Tara, and you can all come and receive this image of Tara. This image of Tara was painted by a boy who lived at my house in India, and when I did the retreat of Tara Chittamani, I asked him to paint it, and I used this image during the retreat that I did in India of Tara. I'm quite fond of this image, and so we reproduced it here and we're sharing with you. So we sit down with our back straight but not tense. We visualize our body like a body of light with one central channel and two side channels and 5 chakras. In front of us, there's Guru Buddha Aryatara. At her 5 chakras, there are the 5 taras. And her 5 chakras, light rays, emanate into our corresponding chakras. And then we'll do the purification of the elements, the generation as Aryatara, the lotus flowers, the lotus flowers, the seed syllables, the symbols. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Svoha. 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 Om Tare Tuttare Ture E. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Yam. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Ram. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Lam. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Bam. Om Swabhava Shuddha Sarva Dharma Swabhava Shuddha. In an instant, we arise in the complete aspect of Aryatara. We have the 5 chakras, and each one, the lotus flowers, and then the seed syllables, Oma, Hum, Soha, that transform into the syllables, and that then transform into the 5 taras. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Pam Pam. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Pam Pam. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Pam Pam.
Om tare tuttare ture pam pam. Om tare tuttare ture pam pam. Om tare tuttare ture om. Om tare tuttare ture a. Om tare tuttare ture hum. Om tare tuttare ture suo. Om tare tuttare ture ha. Om tare tuttare ture ha. Om tare tuttare ture suo. Om tare tuttare ture hum. Om tare tuttare ture a. Om tare tuttare ture om. Om tare tuttare ture om. Om tare tuttare ture a. Om tare tuttare ture hum. Om tare tuttare ture suo. Om tare tuttare ture ha. Om tare tuttare ture svoha. 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 Ture svoha. Om tare tuttare ture svoha. Om tare tare tuttare ture swaha om tare tuttare ture swaha om tare tuttare ture swaha ture swaha. Om tare tuttare ture swaha om tare tuttare ture om tare tuttare ture swaha om tare tuttare om tare tuttare ture swaha. Om tare tuttare ture swaha 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 om tare tuttare ture shanti hum 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 tuttare ture shanti hum Lama kuncho som la kyab sochi rang ni la song ne che dong a che song nir che ta da dong kundu ji shin ro ten ji dor na di tso nam kra ge we tso Cinye sapate inyur tu da nor bu panzo shambalar kene la me lamgi rimpatar ching sho ni modele tsendele ni me kuyande in sentak delekpe concho som ki chingi lo concho som ki ngo drubu tsol concho som ki trashi shum all'alba
at dawn or at dusk, at night or midday. May the three jewels concede us their blessings. May they help us to obtain all realizations and sprinkle the path of our lives with various signs of auspiciousness.
La pratica
the practice of self-healing of Tara, I invite you to do it. You can even do it in a shorter way or a longer way.
alla fine dei
At the end of the day, I received this gift from my masters. I'm sharing it with you, and now it's up to you to grow. We're going to conclude. It's a memory and also a request. This place where we are, it's a holy place, and generally, when we go to a holy place, it's the way that we think to be able to receive, and this has to do with our behavior. If let me give you an example. If I go like at our house, I mean, ideally, I go into my bedroom and I go sleep. Maybe, if you have trouble sleeping, then use your bedroom for sleeping, and your office for working, and your table for for your dining room table for eating. So here in the temple, we don't chat. So when we maintain a certain conduct, certain behavior, we open ourselves up for certain things. So Lama Ganchen often would say, in the future, we'll be able to do it, but let's maintain a silent zone from the center to here. Many of you will remember this. So Via Shambhala is a silent zone. So I ask you to have this awareness when we're in the Gompa, especially. It's not that you can't say anything, but don't say anything that it doesn't have to do with what we're doing now. So it's not the place to chat about other things. Also because, to respect the person who's there, deeply concentrated, or, so when we go out, we go towards the center. So like maybe from halfway down the path towards, tomorrow, after tomorrow, we can open up other subjects, but just so that we can create different habits. I know we have this habit of chatting and saying hello, but it's also very beautiful to respect the sacred of this place and this space and this moment of everyone around you. So without heaviness, with lightness, but let's please remember this. So now I need to do the conclusion of the self empowerment that I did this morning. So before coming to say hello, to come and say hello, you'll need to wait some time for me to finish. In the meantime, you can already come to get the you come with the you can have the blessing from the Dharma, and please, we can recite the mantra of Tana. Now I am going to be doing these verses of auspiciousness to conclude the practice I did this morning. Now Geshe-la will go around and pass the Dharma as for blessing. So please stay seated.
Omo Arya Tare Sapariware Argampadyam Pushbe Dube Aloke Gendene Vidya Shapta Pratish Sahum Swaha Omo Arya Tare Sapariware Omo Ahum Korwale Dratare Ma Tutare Tore nawa namle drama yumla cha tse lo gewa di nyurdo da pama drama drupgyurne drowa chikyama lepa te sala go parashon. Namda yege zimbo label he tsembe kugon chude de soge namkara gewe tikcho gewe she tsenyen dembe jesun zimbra sho teye chinle sibe punso la shenlo nge chon chakpo gyuku te munjo chanchu chokto semge ne chiya chingchu dushe chebe tsobra sho tese tsenden dorje lebe le tumo minbe luke to namda wanshe rangyo lekmine tamse domba mikshin sungara sho lenge dechen drube tabge pe salama lama laye neljuro cho tsushin nyamso tarwe range gyo chinlab ngodro charge tsimbra sho jorwa tsoso ngoshe nyendro she choto luke gomde tarsante sabse niso mebe neljuro ge shiso lezo nyerdun hundro sho majo dorje luge potranche tsasung korlo shi geksene trube pemo gawa yunge te tamni kombe chingo selwarasho tetra tengo tisho kajuratu shukne timtara segora jeshe so gombe tongshe chambe vesele namdo gyume lakuro dangwarasho chitre tigle une adan hama barza kajuro lunge trokulte Ribon chenge chashe shuwe gyo lumbe tsende linye bawarasho teye hamye dutse rabsho pe chiti nyinga tewe korlo shi rimge baba gawa shitondan charwe deton yeshe ngongyurosho nyingdo gendo gyurwe tsanangkun lekan tsambe chisa rabchin shim 군대 추기 루군 영가페 링게 대외 가동 바르와쇼 대세 살론 틱레 네남라 느바니네 싱아 트라케메 본예 람사 추신 템바예 dorje 창완 세데 토브라쇼 신양 잘로 외고 드바다 뉴람 폼에 탁신 드로베탑 파르도 네카 롱고 당와소 탑케 쳬베 네남 타르친쇼 dorna tengne chanchu nimbe bara chumden jesun droma jesungte salan drebe gingme tarchine sungju kushi kopan yurtosho meje sechen gyawe chilabda tendre luwa mebe dembada dagel hasan takpe tudovgi namda mumbe ne gundru bara shom padma satva samay manobalay padma satta teno barira अनुराग तुम्हें बाबा सर्वसिद्धि में प्रेम सर्व कर्म समेत श्री कुरुं हा 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 हो भगवान सर्व तथागत पद्म मम पद्म बामा समय सत्व आहो ओम पद्म सत्व समय मनुबलय पद्म सदतेनो बजरे जिने बोस कोई बंदराने बोस सर्वसिद्धि सर्व कर्म समेत श्री कुरुं बोस सर्व तथागत पद्म मम पद्म बामा समय सत्व आहो ओम पद्म सत्व समय मनुबलय पद्म सदतेनो बजरे जिने बोस कोई बंदराने बोस सर्वसिद्धि सर्व कर्म समेत श्री कुरुं बोस सर्व तथागत Padma mami muza padma bhama samaya satva ahom pem Majora padanya pada kaya damolo eni gipadanya kisekan tekun kumbo sazare lapadanya chepadan choke yanlanya padan dagi jinge cheche patayan sabar zedu dalang ngodro chozo la tinze kun girebuzo simche kun la chidepa ngodro lana mebra tsedu so omo benzamo yeshe paran shingene so she tamse padanya la timbar Kyor ran har sewe tuka newe setre ne che tamche lape ne chamche che kanda che tamche lakpe har gyur ne tamche we tu shu ne chu gi simche nam har sewa latim tena we tu shu ne ran latim korlo nga ye lanam kya nyinge tsomo latim rayan tu mene we tu shu ne nyinge har tim la we tu shu ne nga ten latim de tamye latim de hon latim hon ki shibkyo ni halay ko latim da sila te tikle latim te tigre la te nada la te chetra ming par kyur tombe ngale rani jezo me kur shimbe chivorom drimbra tu kara honge tsembar kyur rabya chime lamda yiden kyun churburu yungam pamel hatsogi Shiba jeje meto charbepe gezen gyazo sason kyabgyurche tuson gyalwa keze nyurkyoma chege wangchu tembe ngodruboso Sagyo lama yedama sangye ge gele pinson sobe tashisho chobon gedri nimbo gyude she kebra ngesan tarto jetsong me rimnye choso lungto tamche ge gele pinson sobe tashisho chaye ngotsara shingsho pawo dan pamo wanjo lukde tambe che chansam zimba yenche gendungi Gele pinson sope trashisho dorna gyalkon tukche tercheme karge wangboro ngoso shal sikshin sungge dutse geshin che songwe gele pinson sope trashisho Chetsun lame kutse rapten chi namkara chinle chokchur gepada losan tempe drumes drove munse tato ne gyur chi nimo dele tsendele nime kuyan delekshi ninsen takto delekpe kuncho sumke chinge lop kuncho sumke ngodrub tsol Concho sumke trashisho. Mi me tserwe terchen cherezi drime kempe wampo jampelia duopo sanweda so again lo santa shabla om tare ture svoha om tare ture svoha om tare ture svoha om tare ture svoha om tare ture svoha